sticks, as you. Hello guys, welcome to PKTV, and this is another Happy New Year to 2014, and today we're going to be looking at this package that we have. So we're going to put in a Samsung 840 EVO 1TB, 8GB of RAM, as well as a Mac Mini server which will pose as a server, but this is the 2013 model, as you can see right there. So what I'm going to be doing is putting the 1TB SSD in there, as well as the 8GB of RAM, and turning this into a Mac Mini server. So let's unbox the Mac Mini and see what we have inside. So yes, this particular Mac Mini obviously is actually the base model, because I actually didn't need the quad-core model. And for the purposes of the server functions that I am using, the i5 processor is definitely enough for my particular needs. And the 1TB SSD will provide all the things that I actually need from this. Alright, so we've just taken off the cellophane. So it comes standard with the i5 Ivy Bridge processor, so it's a hyper-threading dual-core. It shows up as 4 cores obviously in the OS, as well as it has 4 gigs of RAM, 500 gig hard drive, of which we will be removing. Alright, so it's coming out, as you can see right there. It's your standard Mac Mini, with all the ports around the back there, as you can see, HDMI, Fire, 800, got your Thunderbolt and everything like that. There's where the RAM is at the back there, so we're going to put that to the side for the sec and see what else we get here. So we've got obviously the manuals and Apple stickers in here that I'm just going to about open. You can see right there. Hello. Mac Mini and Apple stickers. Right, let's see what else we got here. So we've got the HDMI to obviously DVI adapter here as well, as you can see right there. It comes standard with pretty much every Mac Mini. Very useful tool if you have a DVI monitor. And of course we have our long power cable for extension. Australian ones obviously, so as you can see right there. There's no power brick, there's nothing like that. So, let's take a look at the SSD and see what this Samsung actually looks like. Right, so this is the 840 EVO 1TB Samsung SSD, as you can see right there. This is actually one of the highest capacity ones that I could get at the time. They are a bit pricey, but you get the best of both worlds. You get 500 megabits per second write speeds and 500 megabyte per second read speeds. It's a SATA 3, so I get the full benefit of the doubt, as well as the full 1TB capacity that I require for this particular server. So you can see right here, we just open the box and you can see this is the SSD inside. So it looks like a conventional Samsung SSD. You can see right there it says 1TB, and yes, this will be fitting right in. I will not be actually demonstrating on how to do that, because it actually is a very lengthy and annoying process. But I've put it in there already. Now I'm going to show you how to put the actual RAM in there right now. So this will contain 8 gigabytes of RAM, 1600 megahertz. So I've just got to open it, which is just a slide. You can see I'm actually struggling with the first time opening, because I actually did put the RAM in first before I actually put the SSD in. But the SSD was a pain in the ass to put in, and there's plenty of videos out there that show you how to do it. But the major pain in the ass about it was actually the antenna for the Wi-Fi. That was actually a massive pain in the ass to put in. So that little grill there with the Wi-Fi on top. That was a pain in the ass. But anyway, what I'm going to do is remove the two 2 gig sticks, which unfortunately Apple decides to put two 2 gig sticks in there instead of one 4 gig stick. So I had to actually go back to the store and actually get another 4 gig to make it 8 gigs of RAM. So I'm using Kingston 1600 megahertz Mac Mini RAM. Works brilliantly, DDR3. I do recommend those ones. It's actually a really good piece of RAM for the particular Mac Mini 2013. And turning RAM is really easy with the Mac Mini. It's actually the most easiest part than putting in the SSD. Basically all you have to do is take her out and insert it. It's not that hard. But basically this will run a Mac OS 10.9, which is Mavericks, and also Mavericks server tools, which will serve as my iTunes server as well as my PhotoStream server, web server, various other server stuff. Anyway, I'll show you performance of this particular one right after that, but this is pretty much an upgraded version of the base model Mac Mini with a 1TB SSD and 8GB of DDR3 RAM. Thanks for watching and cheers.